Hi there. Uh, Tonight I'm going to talk about two beers that I'll be trying. Actually, one of them I've already had before. That would be the Draft Hobgoblin in a can, as opposed to the bottle. They've switched over from bottles to cans. They're still 500 milliliters, but now they're 4.5% as opposed to 5.2. And I believe it was also 5.1 at one point and 5.0. But originally it was 5.2. Uh, I did have a couple of bottles kicking around. I've decided to keep them. I mean, may as well. They may bring back the bottle at some point. I guess for nostalgia or whatever. But as far as convenience goes, it's better that it's in a can. Some people think that alcohol tastes better when it's in a bottle. Um, I suppose in certain circumstances it does. Like I suppose if it were sitting in your car for, like a week or something like that, and then you took it into your house and drank it warm, then I could see it being kind of gross. But I wouldn't know offhand. I don't have a car, so. Anyway, I've had this hobgoblin before in the kegs. Uh, the thing about kegs is you do get a lot of foam when you go to pour them out. It's more of a German thing to intentionally pour beer with a lot of foam. I don't know what it is about them. They like doing that. I don't. I don't like foam. Um, or I've mastered pouring beer to the point where I don't get much foam at all. I try to get as little as possible. But I'm not even going to bother with a glass today. Um, I just can't be bothered to go to the kitchen right now to get it. So I'm going to have a taste of this. Um, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as it was before. There's a little man with a red hood with his army behind him, as you can see. It's essentially the same thing, but I bet it'll taste different. At least the keg tasted slightly different. Uh, let's find out. Essentially the same thing, but maybe not as good. I like drinking my beer warm. A lot of people go, "Ooh, that's gross. Why would you do that?" But I think it's easier on the system, and I actually prefer the way it tastes. Because when you drink alcohol cold, it tastes like cold. It doesn't taste like the alcohol. Um, but a true beer drinker should be able to drink beer whether it's warm or cold. It shouldn't bother them one way or the other. Because I have known people over the years who will refuse to drink warm beer, and you know, it's like they've forgotten their roots. 1,000 years ago, guys like us were running around drinking warm beer. We didn't have refrigerators, mini coolers. We lived off the land, man. Fucking eating wild mushrooms and fucking berries and fucking rabbits and stuff. Yeah, we didn't have freezers to quickly freeze up our beers. We didn't have, frivolly little umbrellas for our vodka martinis and things like that. People just, you, you put them in a time machine, put them back in time. They couldn't cope. Couldn't survive. Couldn't just would fall apart at the seams without their iPhones, without their modern conveniences. Um, I mean, here I am talking to a microphone on my computer screen, but I could live without it. I could, depending on the circumstances. I don't need it. Anyway, so there's that. Um, I think I'm gonna make this a two-parter because I also want to try another beer, but I actually want to finish this one off first before I do that. But well, I guess I could drink it all real quick. I used to be able to what they call shotgun beers, which is when you prick a hole at the bottom, open it up, and just drink it like this. But I find even the most experienced shotgunners tend to waste too much beer doing that. And if there's one thing that is unacceptable in the beer drinking world, it is the wastage of beer. Golden rule is if you open a beer, you must drink it. And if you pass out, you fall asleep, you get distracted, and you come back and your beer's flat, you gotta drink it anyway. Uh, them's the rules. I didn't make it up. They just always been that way. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at this. It'll only take me, another minute to drink this, but I don't want to put filler in this video of me drinking this, so I'm gonna make a part 2 in about 5 minutes. See you guys then.